Hello, welcome to No Inches DIY. Today is, I think, day 3 of the desk project and I've got to make some drawers. I've never made drawers before, so let's learn as we go. Drawer slides, I think I need to leave a 13mm gap at the inside face and the outside face of the drawer. So I've done all my calculations for that on my trusty scrapbook. Now I've just got to make some drawer bases. I'll start with the bases and I'll work up. So I've got my measurements. I'm going to cut them out of this old door skin. I've just done my points. I'll check the diagonals. Because this was a door, you never know if it was straight or not. You'd assume a door was straight with machine edges, but the carpenter might have had to plane this to fit it in the hole, so I'll just have to double check. 888 is the measurement. 888, I'm happy with that. So I'll just go through and mark all of them now. Okay, so rather than mess about with getting a circular saw out to cut this horrible stuff, I'm just going to cut it with a jigsaw. Are they all square? If I turn one around, would it still match? Alright, that's a pretty good sign that they're all square. Alright, so what I'll do is, because this is a nice gloss paint, I'll have that facing up. That's the bit of the drawer you're going to see most of. Now I've just got to make the sides. I've just been setting out for my cuts for my drawer sides, and I've realised it's going to take nearly this whole sheet of ply to make the drawer sides. So that's probably why I've never made drawers in the past. They take a lot of wood. It's easier to just go with shelves. But today, special occasion, I want this desk to look perfect. Drawers. What I'm going to do now is just go through, just mark the lengths, and I'm going to just do some kind of a box. I'll just snip them out with the jigsaw, but there's going to be quite a lot of them to cut, so it's going to take me a while. So S1, B1. So I'm going to need 6 sides, 3 backs, 3 fronts. There's one complete set. So I might just get my marking gauge and start marking out, and I'll just cut one just to see how it looks. So I've got a new acquisition here. It's the marking gauge from Stanley. It's just a cheap plastic one, cost me about $15. Unfortunately, it's got inches on it. What a waste of my time. And quite often the inches are on the side you want to use to do your measurement, which is very inconvenient. But I'm just going to go ahead and set this up now. I've just got to loosen this hole, this screw here, to get this, the scriber, the pin. Alright, I'm just going to set it to the width of these. I find using these at work that they do tend to move around when you do them up. It's not such a problem when you're against a piece of wood, but when you're against a rule, it makes things difficult. Okay, so I'm just going to scratch up all these ends. So here you can see, this is a cut I did with the jigsaw. It's far from true. Probably should have set something up and did those with the circular saw. But for the purposes of this, where I can just put the belt sander on it later, I think I probably will. When you do a joint like this, probably best to always have at least 2 on each side. And I've got here 180, 186 I should have. So if I mark all the top ones as a face, maybe I'll have to go 45, 45, 45, and whatever's left. Now I've got to make sure I do it from the top each time. I'll just cut the first one with this, see how it goes. Right, that looks relatively good. Right, so that only took me a minute or so. It's got a bit of a wave in it. A bit of glue could probably fill that up, I hope. Got to make sure those two are the opposite way. Alright, that's all cut out now. Bottom side down. They're a little bit gappy, but you'd expect that when you're just working with a jigsaw. I've just got to work out a way to glue these up, and then I've got to do the fancy stuff, which will be making the ply fronts for these. I'm going to attempt to glue this up. The second one, I've found a few extra clamps. but I'm not going to do it on the bench. Might be a bad idea. Right, so now I've got glue and everything. I'm just going to clamp each corner. One thing I could do, but I probably won't need to, if I'm worried that the tops aren't pulling in enough, I can put a wire around that and just stretch it with blocks. Okay, that was a success. I'll do the others like that. All right, I was a little bit worried the way I had that sitting up. All these clamps are all different lengths, so I was worried it might pull it out of wind. So I've just propped it up on some timber that's all the same thickness, and it's on this nice flat workbench. Just weighted down this masonite sheet with some bricks. So hopefully that produces a nice straight result. It's the end of the day. I had to stop work because bad light stopped play. I've got the 3 drawers all glued up. My camera ran out of batteries while I was polishing these handles. They've just got a small screw in there temporarily. 50mm stainless steel buggy will go in those. Here's the drawer fronts, cupboard fronts, and brackets. They've all had 2 coats of paint on the exposed wood edge. So that is a day's work from about 9 o'clock till about 6 o'clock.